Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. I've got my friend CJ Watson uh, joining us on the podcast today. Basketball extraordinaire to author to entrepreneur. CJ, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. CJ, I appreciate you joining me today. I've got a lot of questions. We align a lot on the education standpoint and how we feel like important education is, especially reading. But could you give me a little bit of background on your journey from, getting into basketball to becoming an entrepreneur and into author?
Just being born and raised here in Vegas, my parents always taught us about education and literacy. My grandparents were big on it. My parents wouldn't let me go outside or play any sports unless my grades are A's and B's. So definitely education always came first, and then just the basketball part. I just grew up playing in the front yard with my dad and my brother, always being competitive, always playing for the love of the game, and then also, like I said, just being dedicated. Just growing up here in Las Vegas, people think Vegas is just a strip and casinos and stuff like that, but like that's why I think I have a play with a chip on my shoulder, just throughout my whole career.
That's all I ever thought Vegas was. I can remember my first time I landed there completely by accident. My flight got delayed there, and I ended up spending a day and a half, no
Yeah.
luggage, just on the strip. So it was a journey, but it's a cool place. And as we've all got to see and witness, it is becoming a sports mecca as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, definitely. Sports is coming here. It's already big, with the Vegas Golden Knights, the Aces winning back-to-back championships. Baseball's coming, football's here, basketball's sure to come. We have other sports like lacrosse and women's pro volleyball here. So I think it's definitely a booming city, and I'm happy for it.
I was actually talking to a guy the other day that's looking to bring professional soccer there as well. So
Yeah.
everything seems to be growing in Vegas, and they just launched the Sphere, and everything else is there. So why
Yeah.
not? You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
how long did you play basketball, and then after basketball, how long did you wait before you moved into starting your business?
So I played in the NBA for 10 years, a couple years overseas, and then I think during the my whole career, I didn't really know what I wanted to do if I did retire soon or was going to retire. I always went to like internships at like Google or Facebook, EA Sports, and like real estate internships. So I tried to like just go to things that I was interested in, but I never knew what I exactly wanted to do. So when I was finished, I just wanted to try to get some passive income. So I wanted to be an entrepreneur, be my own boss. So I thought going into vending machines was a good idea, and started trying to eat healthy. So I wanted other people to try to eat healthy too. So just try to expand that longer life expectancy and just be healthier.
Did now you and I have touched briefly, but you operate vending machines across the entire city of Las Vegas. Tell us how that works.
Yeah, so we have 3 locations. We have a couple in the animal hospitals and one in the city hall. So just 3 for now. Like I said, passive income, but I definitely want to maybe expand more. But like I said, I just see it as being my own boss, being able to run my own business, learn about business at the same time, and like I said, just have free time actually because I have 3 kids, so I want to be able to do stuff, take them to practices, school, stuff like that. I don't want to be tied down to a job.
Was having kids what got you into becoming an author? Because you're an author with 4 books, is it?
Yeah, 4 books. Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons. But my main reason was just inspire kids. I was just sitting down one day and I said, "How can I continue to inspire kids? Not playing in the NBA, but still be able to tell my story." And I think that's just the best way. I said, "Kids need to read." So I contacted one of my old coaches. He was a former author, so I asked him the process and give me some advice, and he gave me all his advice. And that's kind of how the first book got started. And I said I had more stories to tell, so I wrote 3 more.
Which one do you think you fell in love with the most while you were doing the journey?
I would definitely say that the first one because that's the pride and joy. That's kind of how it all started. Just that first story kind of tells my whole life from growing up to basketball and kind of the dreams and goals that I had, and then the places where I lived, stuff like that. So I think it's a little bit all in one, but I think the first one definitely for sure.
Now, is the first one CJ's Big Dream or
Yeah, that's the first one. Yep.
okay. Yeah, so we've got CJ's Big Dream, CJ's Big Project, CJ's Big Moment, and CJ and his magic socks. Tell us about those
Yep.
magic socks. Are they real?
Yeah, they're definitely real. So all my stories are real. And they all happened to me. I didn't really when I wrote books, I didn't want to fabricate anything or tell like a a lie or fail like or fake. So I just wanted to be honest and open with kids. And I think growing up, I had these lucky socks that I thought made me be Michael Jordan esque. But definitely it was just the hard work that I put in, the practice that I put in, and the time that I put in. So it's not about whatever you were, whatever superstitions you have. It's just about the effort and the time you put into to make whatever dream you want to come true.
You'd mentioned earlier that you got into basketball playing with your brother and your dad. Were they athletes, or did they sports? Was it a big part of their life, or just something they did for fun?
My dad was probably just something he did for fun. I'm sure he probably could have went to college or maybe professional even, but he just got in a lot of trouble. He would even tell you that himself growing up. So he kind of didn't get to go that route. But I'm sure he kind of lived through me and was happy to see that me be successful at it. My brother played overseas. He went to college playing basketball. So it was definitely like a family thing. I think a family is or sports in our family was big. My parents both played sports, aunts and uncles, cousins. So it's pretty much a family thing.
So you had that competitiveness right across your family from the start to kind of push you to be better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you come to my house, like during Thanksgiving or Christmas, we're all in the house playing games, something like that, and it's competitive. It gets close to fist fights and stuff like that. So you don't want to be on the other end of it.
Now, your kids, they play sports, right?
Yeah, my oldest plays sports now. My other two are just kind of too young right now, but I'm sure they maybe we'll get them into sports one day.
Are they more into the books than the sports, or
Yeah, then the books, like Roblox, YouTube, TV, what most kids are, iPads all the time, but we try to keep them off that kind of stuff and get outside, play and like I said, just play with their sisters and enjoy that time.
that's kind of, you mentioned Roblox. That's kind of what got me focused into how we've built the Edsoma content, is putting, stuff that interests kids in front of them consistently in order to give them an opportunity to grow their education. So it's interesting to see, how many people have had Roblox circle through their
Yeah.
lives with their young kids right now. It
Yeah,
seems
it's
like
crazy.
everybody I talked to did that. Um, about your foundation, Quiet Storm Foundation, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So Quiet Storm Foundation, we started back in 2009. It was mostly my parents' idea, but they have a big giving heart and love to give back. So we decided my goal was if I ever, when I was younger, I said if I ever successful, I wanted to be able to give back to my city and give back to the neighborhood that kind of helped raise me. So that's what we do. We put on 3 programs each year. Put on a free basketball camp in the summertime, at a school program during the school year for kids to come get tutoring sessions. A chef comes in and teach them how to make a healthy meal. I also have a gym instructor to come and do gym instructions with them to teach them about health and fitness. Then in February we have a Black Essay contest coming up. So those are the 3 big events that we have. And like I said, I just love to give back to kids and love to give back to my community that helped raise me.
Let's touch on that essay you talked about. So the winner of that, you guys actually take to Parliament, right? Is that how that works?
The winners. So when I played in the NBA, the winners we used to take to every city, whatever city I played in, free limo ride, free airfare, hotel. Bring them to the back of the locker room and let 'em meet the players, coaches, and walk around the arena. But now since I'm retired, we take them to Washington D.C. They get a tour of the Black History Museum, get to walk throughout the White House. So I definitely think it's cool for them to do stuff like that. I never got to do when I was a kid. So like I said, I just love to give back and see the smiles on those kids' faces.
That's really cool to see that. It's awesome to see how athletes can actually give back and change the communities that they come from. They have a really big role, and with where I come from, or with where my business is, seeing how big of influence athletes have has been really
Mhm.
informative. So I think that's cool that you've been able to walk out of your professional career and still continue to give back. Some of the notes that I've taken is that you like to dabble in angel investments. You were a part of the Instacart uh, investment. How'd you get involved in angel investing?
I was so actually, truthfully, I was in 2013. I had some piece of equity in a company that they asked me to just market for 'em. I saw that the company wasn't gonna go any further, so I just took my equity and got out. I guess that was a good idea because I got some good cash out from it. But that's kind of my first kind of venture into it. Then just started reading books, meeting a whole bunch. different people in that space. Then I met this guy named Rashawn Williams, who's been a big mentor to me. He's helped me in a lot of ways learn about the angel and VC world, giving me books to read and just helping me in different deal flow and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we got through that investment is through Rashawn.
You've mentioned a couple things that I want to circle back to, but one was mentorship.
Mhm.
Talk about that. I've got a lot of young entrepreneurs always asking questions about, how'd you lounge shack? All of this stuff.
Right.
And you touch on and mentorship and the importance of it. Do you mind diving into that a little bit more?
Yeah, I think mentorship is big. I think whatever market you want to go into, being having a mentor and daily or weekly, maybe even monthly, talking to that mentor, getting that advice because they've been there and done that already. They've had wins and losses, and they can kind of direct you of what to do, what not to do. Not really tell you what to do, but kind of just give you advice on things. And I think everyone needs a mentor because, like I said, I didn't know anything really about angel investing or VC, but just going through Rashawn and other people that I've met, they've taught me a lot about that world and things I need to know and things I need to not do.
The other thing that I like to ask the guests that join us on here is the importance between networking and having a network. For me, it's been a lifeline. Uh, where do you stand on as the importance behind building a network?
It's big, man. It's probably one of those biggest things. You hear that cliche all the time. Your net worth is your network. So the people, the friends that you have around, your business partners, things of that nature, they kind of make up the person who you are. So I think it's definitely big, and I love to meet people in different spaces, and definitely in the space that I'm in. So and you never can stop learning. I feel like, and I think for me, I always want to learn. I always want to learn more and meet different people who've been successful and done things that I haven't done. So maybe I can maybe partner with them or just learn from them.
That's all awesome. CJ, I know that you're busy. It's taken us a minute to connect because you've got 100 things going on, but I want to thank you for taking time to join us on here and giving this insight to some of the listeners that watch our show. So, CJ, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you, man. I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, CJ.